Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope it's been a nice morning so far because the day ahead is kind of dreary looking, even though it is warm. It's December 10th. Doesn't feel like it. Getting all confused this week around, that's for sure. I'm Tara Joyce.
And I'm Lisa Salvadorini, but Matt Hammer is here to kind of sort it all out for us and talk about what we can expect today and in the next few days.
Good morning, Lisa and Tara. Good morning, everybody. As we go throughout the rest of our Tuesday, you'll once again need all of the rain gear. The good news is most of this morning is fairly dry. Just a little bit of some patchy drizzle possible from time to time this morning. Otherwise, cloudy skies, and that will give way to more steady rain developing into early this afternoon. That rain will be pretty steady right on through this evening. Temperatures today top out in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Later on tonight, it's any rain showers changing to a period of some wet snow. There is also the chance that we could go dry for a few hours after around, say, 8 or 9 o'clock tonight up until around midnight or so, and then we start to watch that snow break out a little bit into our Wednesday morning. There will be some slick roadways, especially in Westchester and Rockland counties, where more of that snow will be confined through that Wednesday morning commute. We're not looking at a whole lot of snow. Mostly those main roads will be just sloppy tomorrow morning, but there could be a coating to a couple of inches on some colder surfaces. We'll take a look at an updated snow map for you and a look at that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Very good. Thank you, Matt. The search has ended for the man police say escaped from the Rockland County Courthouse. Police say Christopher Palumbo was under the custody of mental health officials when he took off around 4 p.m. yesterday. It's not clear what Palumbo was doing at the courthouse at the time, but he was later found in New City and taken back to the psychiatric center in Orangeburg.
We're very happy that this person is now back at the Rockland Psychiatric Center, and that I'm happy to say that everyone here is safe and there's nothing else to worry about.
According to the Daily News, this is not the first time Palumbo made headlines. Back in 2014, the paper says Palumbo, who is a former Marine, was busted with a shotgun at a Brooklyn subway station.
One man dead after a daylight shooting in Poughkeepsie. Police say the shooting happened around 1:30 yesterday afternoon on Morgan Avenue, about a block away from an elementary school. Police say the alleged shooter called them and claimed self-defense. The 21-year-old victim rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Poughkeepsie police say this incident still under investigation.
Middletown students returning to the classroom today after reports of an online threat. The middle school was put on lockout. School dismissal was delayed yesterday, and Maple Hill Elementary was also put on lockout to be safe. Town of Walk Hill police investigating, but do not believe the threat is credible. Police believe a Clarkstown teen and a 15-year-old from Chile called in threats to a West Nyack middle school. Clarkstown police say the pair met while gaming on the internet. On November 21st, officials say someone called stating there was a gunman inside the Felix Vesta Middle School. The Clarkstown Youth Court will handle the local teen's case.
Well, happening today, the surgeon found with an arsenal of weapons in Tuckahoe, expected in court today. Dr. Matthew Bonanno will appear before a judge this morning where his bail status is expected to be addressed. Back in August, authorities seized dozens of weapons plus more than 1,600 rounds of ammunition in the doctor's car and homes. Police say Bonanno has been held at the Westchester County Jail since his arrest.
A vote is taking place tonight over the fate of a baseball field in Rockland County.
Yeah, the issue creating a lot of controversy because officials want to turn it into a temporary parking lot. News 12's Lisa LaRocca in Nyack with those details. Lisa.
Right. Well, here's the story. This is the ball field we're talking about. We're on North Midland Avenue, and this vote that is scheduled tonight will determine whether or not this field will turn into a temporary parking lot. Now, this field is owned by the Nyack School District, and it's located right across the street from the Montefiore Nyack Hospital. Now, officials at the hospital want to use this lot for about 18 to 24 months and again turn it into a parking lot. Now you can see all the construction there. They're undergoing a $22 million expansion that includes building a parking deck on its property. Lack of parking for the hospital has been an issue in this area for quite some time. Now, hospital officials are claiming that when the 2-year lease is up, they will turn the parking lot back into a grassy ball field, and they would not be touching, I mean, it's a huge field, they wouldn't be touching the rest of it. Over here, you can see there's a bigger field, there's a track, they say they won't touch that. But some people living here in the area are against the whole proposal, and they've been fighting it for quite some time. They're saying they're concerned the parking lot would never be changed back. They don't want to lose the green space. Some people have come by to talk to us. They didn't want to go on camera, but they said one of the biggest problems is when this proposal came up, there were supposed to be meetings and transparency, and they say a lot of these meetings have gone on behind closed doors. So they're a little apprehensive about the whole thing. But at any rate, vote is scheduled for tonight. They're telling me there's going to be a presentation, and then the Nyack School Board will make a decision on this. So we will let you know if that vote takes place and what they decide. We're in Nyack. Let's go back to the studio.
Lisa, thank you. The future of several businesses in downtown White Plains also uncertain. The city considering taking over 13 private properties located on East Post Road to redevelop the area with more parking and affordable housing. But some businesses have been here for some time. They've been kind of staples of this community. A local hardware store, for example, has been in the neighborhood for almost 100 years.
Any business owner will, receive fair market value for the properties if and when they are taken through eminent domain.
City officials say no final decision has been made. Of course, stay with News 12 for more updates on this.
Westchester lawmakers approving a new county budget for next year, and News 12's Jonathan Gordon explains what it means for you.
Yes.
Ms. Barr? Yes. Ms. Fortner? Yes.
In a 15-1 vote, the Westchester Board of Legislators approved a county-wide spending plan for next year. The more than $2 billion budget cuts the county property tax levy by $1 million. The amount of actual tax relief will vary from homeowner to homeowner and depends on where you live, but this is the first cut since 2011.
This was a very fiscally responsible budget that also allowed us to meet our goals, which I was very pleased about.
Officials say the tax cut was possible after they raised the sales tax over the summer. The budget also increases the reserve fund by 23%, as well as adds more funding for child care, public safety, and nonprofits.
No longer are we borrowing for operating costs, and $10 million has been put into the reserve fund. That was enormous in my mind.
The budget includes $1.5 million for affordable housing, $1 million in economic development, and nearly $500,000 for environmental initiatives.
There are plenty of things in there I didn't like, but having a 0% moving forward and not bringing more burden on the taxpayers in that regard is something I have to support.
That was Jonathan Gordon reporting. Legislators also voted 10-6 to increase their pay by more than 50% next year. Their salaries will go up to $75,000 starting in January. Meantime, County Executive George Latimer expected to sign the budget this afternoon.
Some wild weather hitting parts of the country. We're seeing the aftermath of some powerful storms. Looks like patches of snow here, but what you're actually seeing is hail on the ground in Phoenix, Arizona. The area was hit by those powerful storms during the afternoon hours yesterday, leaving icy conditions for drivers, even spawning a funnel cloud that caused some damage in nearby Glendale. Then to Alaska, where a hiker rescued another hiker who became trapped after an avalanche. The slide caught and buried the unsuspecting hiker Saturday afternoon in Anchorage. The other hiker using his bare hands to dig that man out and then proceeded to give him a ride home. The heroic hiker credits his life-saving action to an avalanche safety course.
Hey, when you live in Alaska, you have to have special skills.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he was there.
Prepared for everything. Yeah.
Thank goodness he was there.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
wow. All right.
That story could have been a whole lot different.
A whole lot different, absolutely. All right, don't like the weather in Westchester? Just wait a day. You know?
Exactly, right? Yeah, I mean, by Thursday at least we'll have sunshine back in the picture.
There you
There's something to
go.
look
Really
forward
the
to
roller
there.
coaster of everything.
And it really is this week too. So today is another day where we're on the warmer side of things, and it's wet this afternoon with steady rain back in the picture, but we do have a little touch at least of some snow on the way for tomorrow morning, and then a couple of days of some cold weather before we're right back to around 50 or so over the weekend with more rain. So let's talk about it. Let's plan everything out for you, everybody, as we go throughout today. Yeah, you'll see that gloomy look like you just saw outside really for the entire day. Tomorrow we have a winter weather advisory for the morning hours for Westchester County. And the reason that's only for Westchester is because we don't expect a whole lot of snow off to the north and west. More snow showers north and west, a chance for a 1 to 3 inch accumulation tomorrow morning south and east on colder surfaces. Right now we're looking at rain showers starting to break out from west to east. This will overspread the lower Hudson Valley as we head towards around noontime, and then through the afternoon and evening we'll have some steady rain with us again. So here's our day planner. Shower chances the entire day, steady rain this afternoon. Later on tonight, still a few scattered showers. There is a chance that as we head towards midnight tonight that we actually get a couple of hours of some dry time before we start to notice some snow shower activity start to blossom throughout the Hudson Valley after midnight tonight. So our lows eventually between roughly around 3 and 5 o'clock tomorrow morning will be in the upper 20s and low 30s. So any snow showers that come down north and west, you have a better chance for some icy spots south and east, more some wet roadways, because the thing is today with our warm temperatures, yesterday with our warm temperatures as well, that sets the stage for what will be a gradual process to get those roads a lot colder during the day tomorrow. So even though we'll have those temperatures crashing towards the upper 20s and low 30s, it'll take a little bit longer since it's been so warm for the roads to get colder for tomorrow morning. So we're looking at 1 to 3 inches, but that's again mostly on colder surfaces because it will take longer for snow to accumulate on some of those main roads, coating to an inch off to the north and west. So this isn't a big storm, but it comes at a bad time for the morning commute tomorrow. And you just have to use some caution because there will be some slippery spots around, especially on the back road sidewalks, things like that. Tomorrow afternoon, we're dry, but it's cold in the mid-30s. Lots of sunshine on Thursday, but you'll really need to bundle up. A high of around 33, upper 20s north and west. 42 on Friday, rain by evening, rain Saturday morning, then dry Saturday afternoon. More showers on Sunday with highs right around 50 degrees. You're watching News 12 as local news gets.
They are women who make an impact, influential voices in the worlds of beauty, wellness, fashion, food, and so much more.
We are making pumpkin pecan baked brie.
Every Thursday, join News 12's Amanda Bossard and me, Aisha McKenzie. We'll give you insider access to experts and entrepreneurs.
It's super easy to make.
Discussing topics to help enhance your life. Influence Her, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on News 12 Plus.
Welcome back to News 12. I'm Tara Joyce. Advocates shedding light on the dangers of domestic violence. It comes after the deadly stabbing of a Westchester mother and her children. News 12's Blaise Gomez reports.
Women and children are losing their lives. Their lives are being stolen from them at the hand of their abusers.
A grim reality that this year has claimed the lives of 4 women and 2 children here in the Hudson Valley.
Nationally, there isn't a day that you can't wake up and see the grave impact of domestic violence.
Fearless Director Kellyanne Costolarier says domestic violence is an epidemic behind closed doors that often doesn't surface until it's too late.
It's such an isolating form of control and that abusers are very good at, that oftentimes victims don't know the resources.
In January, 2 women in Middletown were fatally shot by their husbands, who then killed themselves. In October, police say 32-year-old Deborah Waldinger from New Windsor was beaten to death with a hammer by her boyfriend, Luis Rondon. And just last week, 42-year-old Pleasantville mom Dorothy Liu and her 2 young children were fatally stabbed by her husband, Tom Liu, who then killed himself. Alarming cases that, according to state statistics, appear to be on the rise. In 2018, domestic violence was to blame for nearly half of all women killed in New York. And the state saw a rise in orders of protections for victims, compensation claims, hotline calls, and emergency room visits. Advocates say their hope for change in the future lies with awareness and better support for survivors.
We have to continue to stop watering it down, and especially when we hear about it, we call it what it is, we say what it is, so that we continue to recognize that it's an epidemic.
Blaise Gomez, News 12.
Fearless representatives are available to help victims of domestic violence 24/7. They can be reached by calling the number on your screen. It is 845-562 and then the word HOPE.
And here are some other stories people are going to be talking about today. More sexual misconduct allegations for Cuba Gooding Jr. Manhattan prosecutors say 7 more women have actually come forward, bringing that total number now to 22. Gooding pleaded not guilty to previous accusations.
NASA getting closer to sending American astronauts to the moon again. The space agency anticipates each launch will cost as much as $1.5 billion. The Trump administration wants astronauts to go back to the moon by the year 2024. On Business, Lord & Taylor coming back to the Big Apple, but just for the holiday season. Starting tomorrow, the company opening a pop-up store in Soho. This comes less than a year after the company closed its flagship department store. The pop-up will sell items like Lord & Taylor's cashmere and beauty products, but it will only be open until Christmas Eve. Today, your first chance to order a top-of-the-line Apple computer with a very unique look. Pre-orders begin for the Cheese Grater Mac Pro. Who doesn't want one? It is the computer's first update in 6 years. It has several holes for cooling and a handle on top. It packs plenty of tech too, with a 28-core Intel processor and 1.5 terabytes of system memory. The computer alone will cost you $6,000. That is minus the display and monitor stand. There is also no word yet when the new Mac Pro will actually ship.
Well, hey, in case you haven't noticed, News 12 has a new look and some local businesses are helping us celebrate. Check out this display made by the owner of Enchanted Flowers in New Rochelle. He made our News 12 chopper and also a microphone out of carnations and other materials.
And we had to spray them and then had to cut out each detail of the piece, like the wings and, you know, the bottom.
Just amazing what he can do there. Get that baby, though, a News 12 onesie, if you ask me. This display is now in his front window at the store in New Rochelle, and if you happen to walk by, snap a selfie. We'll try and get it on the air. By the way, it took him 5 hours to make both of those arrangements. Well done.
We so appreciate the time, the dedication, and the support for our new look. Right now, a look at the hyperlocal forecast. Here is Matt Hammer.
So as we continue our Tuesday all throughout the lower Hudson Valley, we'll have mostly cloudy skies and mostly dry conditions through this morning. Could be a touch of some drizzle from time to time. Temperatures warm, middle and upper 50s through late this morning. A few spots may squeeze out 60 degrees briefly early this afternoon. Steady rain back in here after 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then we'll have that steady rain through about, say, 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. And then we just see some scattered rain showers for a time up until around close to midnight. Then it's after midnight tonight that snow starts to develop and break out throughout the lower Hudson Valley. Watch how little snow there is off to the north and west. There is still the chance that areas in Orange, Putnam, Dutchess, and Ulster counties really don't see much at all from this snow, and areas south and east in Westchester and Rockland counties get the most snow. And really, we're not even looking at a whole lot of snow. Not a huge storm here, but just enough with some bad timing for the morning commute tomorrow to create some sloppy road conditions, and certainly the back roads and colder surfaces will see more of that snow accumulation. Main roads should mostly be okay with just wet and slushy, sloppy conditions, especially with those temperatures at or even above freezing while that snow starts to come down. As we head towards later on tomorrow afternoon, we're dry all throughout the lower Hudson Valley, and we'll see mostly cloudy skies. So for the rest of today, middle and upper 50s, steady rain developing again into this afternoon. Winds a little bit breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, eventually we're back down to the upper 20s, far north and west, lower to middle 30s off to the south and east. But remember, we're not expecting a lot of snow farther off to the north and west. It's mostly in Westchester and Rockland counties. In fact, Westchester County for tomorrow morning has a winter weather advisory because of that, and there is no advisory off to the north and west. Here's our 7 days, so an early slick go of things tomorrow with those snow showers around. Drier tomorrow afternoon, sunny and cold on Thursday, 33. 40s on Friday. We'll have the chance for some rain late in the day on Friday. Heavy rain early on Saturday, drying out later Saturday afternoon, and still a couple of showers possible on Sunday. Dry on Monday with highs in the lower 40s.
You picked your top 12 local holiday music performers for News 12's Sounds of the Season. And now it's time to vote for your favorite. So go to News12.com's feature section and cast your vote. The winners will get to perform on News 12 starting December the 18th. So keep watching to see if your pick gets their chance to shine. Sounds of the Season is only on News 12, where local matters.
Well, the Giants are in last place in the NFC East.
And they turn to a familiar face to try and climb in the rankings. Eli Manning did get the start last night against the Philadelphia Eagles in Monday Night Football. He's been benched for most of the season in favor of rookie Daniel Jones, who had to miss this game due to an ankle injury. Eli looked good in the first half, really did, completing 2 touchdown passes to Darius Slayton. He had 15 completions and just over 200 yards for the game, but he was quiet in the second half, and that's when the Eagles rallied back. The game pushed into overtime, and the Eagles score on their first OT drive. They win 23-17. Megan Rapinoe is Sports Illustrated's Sports Person of the Year. The U.S. women's soccer star, now the 4th woman in the magazine's 66-year history to win the honor. She led the U.S. women's national team to a World Cup victory this summer, playing alongside some New York natives like Allie Long and Crystal Dunn.
Yeah, inspiring young girls and soccer players everywhere. Congratulations to her. And the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters showing off their skills on top of a new building in New York City. Take a look.
Hey, Hop, let me see that ball.
Wow, 2 players just nailing some amazing trick shots at the Vessel at Hudson Yards. They showed off with a few new swishes from 16 stories up. Then they trotted up 154 flights of stairs, racing while spinning the ball on their fingertips. Now, if you've never seen these guys in action, you do have a chance. Westchester County Center in White Plains on December 31st. We're told that show is fantastic. You're watching News 12.